The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
Good morning to you. It's a fabulous Friday morning. Butch Hubbard here with you on the Big Dog, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, along with Bob Morgan on this 5th day of April. It's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by the Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street here in Jesup, by Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Broad Street downtown, also brought to you by the Women's Health Center on Chariot Broad Street in downtown Jesup, and by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Good morning, Bob. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Doing good? Well, we've got a very special guest in here this morning, the Sheriff of Wayne County, John Carter. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to be here this morning.
All right, Bob, I know you've got some questions for him, so let's get started with our Sheriff this morning.
The first thing he wants to do is promote the big golf tournament, which is set for April 13th, so I want to let him talk about that, talk about where the money goes, what it's about. It's an annual event. Looking forward to it. Got my team already signed up, ready to go, so I'm looking forward to it. But tell us about the golf tournament.
Well, good deal. It's like you said, the 13th. We have 19 teams right now. We got room for one more. We're still looking for sponsorships. Anybody wants to be a whole sponsor or contribute, we certainly would believe it. But certainly accept it. But back to what you said, we fund 5 campuses across Georgia. The original one started in Hayhire, Georgia in '58, and we deal with not troubled kids, but kids in trouble, kids that don't have anywhere to go. Maybe their mother and father are drug addicts. Mom or the aunts can't take care of them. We take them in and we carry them all the way through college if they want to go that far. We have several college graduates. One's actually a medical doctor. We've got several businessmen, and the good thing about those, they come back and support the youth homes. But the other homes, we have one in Harrington outside of Swainsboro. Actually, it's in Nunez. We have one in LaGrange. It's called Pineland. We have one in Dalton County and one in Murray County. They're right there at the county line together, even though they're in separate counties. So. One's Mountain View and one's Cherokee up there. But those are the 5 campuses that we fund and support through. Each sheriff does some sort of a fundraiser for it, and that's 159 sheriffs in Georgia. And then we have a lot of people leave wills. We have a lot of endowments. We survive a lot that way. But it takes a lot of funding. We get our kids, some come through DFACs, which we'll get some state money that way, but a lot of it's just from private donations and fundraisers that we do. And the other fundraiser that we do for both the Georgia Sheriff Association and the youth homes is a letter campaign. You'll get a letter from me about, you're probably getting it now, some of them have already gone out. But that's the only thing we do. We don't do telemarketing. We don't do anything over the phone. So if somebody calls you and tells you they're from the Sheriff Association, they're lying to you, because we don't do that. The only thing I send out is a letter personally signed by me.
And this is going to be a one-day tournament, right?
Yes, it is.
Four-person scramble on the 13th of April.
It is.
Tea time 8:30, right?
Right, and we'll feed lunch, and we have a lot of really, really, really nice door prizes. And we're also have a raffle going. We got 4 great prizes. It's on our Facebook page, but it's one's a big Yeti cooler, and then you got a backpack Yeti cooler. We've got a Kel-Tec 32 pistol we're giving away. Costa sunglasses, those are the main gifts, and all those are pretty quality items. And then a lot of our door prizes are really good stuff that different people donate to us. Some of it's regifting, I guess you call. They want it somewhere else and they don't want it or can't use it, so they donate it to us to give away. And so we look forward to, we're going to have a good time. We look forward to having a good time. We got a lot of people. We'll have many of our sheriff's office personnel are off. Will be assisting, helping the players, get carts out. We help the country club as well as our players try to get everybody make it as comfortable and convenient as possible for you.
So what 3 ringers you got playing with you?
Huh?
I said, what 3 ringers you got playing with you?
I've got recruited another one. I lost one.
You lost one, okay. You playing with, is Jake part of your team?
No, we didn't do a very good job of researching the date that we had the tournament because we got the Masters, we got shut down at Rayonier, so we lost a few people that way. No, he won't be playing, and I wasn't going to play at all, but we knew we needed another team, so I've got one of my friends from the Sheriff Association. He'll be down here. He's down here every year anyway. Mike Leathers. He is part of our development for youth homes as far as fundraisers, and he helps with a lot of other things too. But he's a former helicopter pilot with one of the sheriff's office around Atlanta, and he's works with us now with the youth home. He's a pretty fair golfer, and then you got me. I'm about like you, Bob. I can't play at all, so we've got a few more out there. But anyway,
hooked up to the machine. Now you're lying. I said we got you hooked up to the machines. Tell
but
Sheriff, we know you can play.
I think we'll have a competitive team. Let me put it that
it'll
way.
Be fun. But like I said, we're still about a year away from the election. But I told people, we've had you on there twice, and you said you're running for re-election. But I keep hearing these rumblings out there. People keep confronting me, saying, "John's not running." I said, "Well, he keeps telling me he's running." So I said, I have to get him on a third time to let people know he's running. So.
No, they're really saying that there, Bob.
Everywhere I go, I got all these names. A lot of people want your job, apparently.
Well, I
heard 4 or 5 people that said they're about to announce their candidacy because they say you're not running. I said,
and I do, and there's some out there, and of course, people come back. Well, so and so said you're not running. Are you running? I heard you wasn't running. I get that a lot. I said, well, you didn't hear me. Because I'll say it. This is how many times on the radio I've been this year?
Third time we know of that you've actually said it on the air.
I do intend to run for re-election in 2020.
Now you say you intend to run. Are you definitely going to run? Because some people will say.
Right
some
now.
people say. Well, he intends to run. Does that mean he's really going to run? So, Sheriff John Carter is running for re-election.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how else can I work.
I don't know how else you can say that, but we're trying to make it as black and white as possible here. That,
if you have any doubt, ask me personally, and I will tell you that.
All right, Sheriff John Carter is running for re-election next year in 2020. You will see him on the ballot. And how many times will this be for you, John?
This will be 5th time.
This will be the 5th time?
Fifth term.
Okay, 5th term. So you're just about to complete your 4th term.
Right. 2020 will be in the 4th.
12 years, huh?
16 years.
Oh, 16. That's right. Yeah, 16 years. Good. So just go ahead and tell your friends, your neighbors, your relatives, put it on social media. Wayne County Sheriff John Carter is running for re-election. He will be on the ballot next year. All right. We got it set.
All right.
Sounds good. Anything else we need?
That we cleared that up.
I think we cleared that up.
Anything else we need to discuss? One thing I want to discuss, we constantly on the news, we have what we call these ongoing investigations, open investigations. Explain that, because you told me the other day, stuff sent off to the crime lab, and apparently these crime labs are backed up tremendously. So you
wait
for
certain
tests.
things.
There's certain cases here in Wayne County. Again, we continue to follow it. Talk with you, talk with Jackie Johnson. They keep telling us it's called an open investigation, which means it's not been decided one way or the other. Explain that for us.
And that's true. She, that's her ballpark there. But the crime lab, they're building a new one in Pooler. They'll have the ability to hire more scientists. They can process some of this stuff quicker. A lot of things they've quit doing, like handwriting analysis together. There's a lot of things they don't do anymore, but the things that they do that we need, just like the case back we had to wait on the pedestrian that got hit. Right. And once we got the results there, we charged him. Right. Yeah, we charged him. Yeah,
about 4 months to get the results back. But
and it depends on what tests they're going to have to do at the crime lab, and how many people have got the ability can do it.
Well, another case is an open investigation, like I said, but you know how social media is, they've already said it's been resolved, is the Luther Harder shooting. That's still an open investigation at this point, is that correct?
Yes, it's still open.
And what are they waiting on? What kind of results are they waiting on?
It's something to do with the firearms testing. I'm not sure exactly what. That may be a question for the DA's office.
But all the people out there saying that case is over with, that's still an open investigation.
You mean to tell me you can't believe that everything posted on social media?
I get bombarded with all the time. And I stress people, so I got the sheriff here. So I just wanted you to state on record that's still an open investigation.
District Attorney Jackie Johnson's call whether she prosecutes or not, but she's not going to make any call till she gets all the evidence. Right. And that's the same with any case out there. If you're waiting on firearms, and a lot of it's other agencies like the GBI actually investigated that. So,
there's a lot of cases out there and only so many forensic scientists out there to be able to take a look at this evidence. So it takes a long time when you've got evidence coming in from around the state. And as you mentioned, the new facility in Pooler will help, hopefully here in Southeast Georgia, move things along quicker.
Well, it'll improve toxicology and probably a number of other things that we routinely send over there. That takes a long time. Like toxicology was the one, like Bob just mentioned, 4 months it took to get the toxicology back, and that's priority. I mean, with when you got a death.
Right.
I mean, 4 months was priority. You can imagine. You can imagine if you're waiting on something else for toxicology that's not as high profile as that.
Well, NCIS, they get it done in less than an hour.
With 4 commercial breaks, I might add.
I want to ask you a question this morning because after this judge's ruling back a few months ago about a person cannot have to give a breathalyzer test at a road stop because it's incriminating themselves. What's your stance on that, and how are y'all addressing that issue right now?
Well, the only thing we can do is we do search warrants, or if they give consent, we still read
right, if you give consent.
Right. But if we can't technically make them, but I mean with search warrants you can. But
I saw the other day, a few weeks ago, a person pulled over, and it looks like they were giving one of them sobriety tests. Can you still do those?
Yeah, that's a field sobriety. That's
okay.
Not the what we're talking about is when we're going to draw blood, or either you're going to get on the intoximeter.
Right.
The state administered test is what we're talking about.
I didn't know if they were trying to do that kind of to support their case, because since they can't give them a breathalyzer if someone says I'm not going to do it, or how y'all are approaching, how the law enforcement is approaching that issue.
We can still do field sobriety tests.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know you can do that, but I'm just saying the fact that maybe he was doing that. If the person did not want to give the breathalyzer test, you've got that information, that evidence to back up him saying, yes, I saw him driving erratically or something like that. Just as more evidence.
Well, I would say to articulate your case, let's say you got, if you got a video of somebody stumbling, let's say, or they're taking one of these field sobriety tests and they fail it. That alone, you won't get a conviction on, but it would certainly build your case.
It'll build your case. Right. Okay. All right.
I've only got one final question for you before we get to the next case. Got more guests in the green room. We talked the other day with one of our legislators about laws that are hard to enforce, and I was curious, the texting and driving law that's in effect.
Calling.
How many cases do you think?
I heard you do that, and I was going to get that statistic. Yeah, we have made some, but it's not. In our case, we're so busy responding to calls, we don't have a lot of time just to work traffic. And like y'all, when I'm in my private vehicles, when I see it.
Yeah.
I hardly ever see it if I'm in my
I was just curious. I'm sure there's statistics that what the cities, have to get with the police chief, Mike Lane. But I was curious if you know how many cases have been. And what's the fine right now for texting and driving? Somebody says $50. Does that sound right?
And calling and driving. You're not even supposed to have the phone only in your hand.
Bob, I'm not sure. I'll have to check with state court and see what state law says. The state law normally gives you a maximum or minimum you can fine people on that.
One thing is definitely done. Talking when Luther came in here, the object is to make sure we decrease the number of fatalities on the roads, and apparently the numbers are coming down. So apparently things help, but I was just curious how many cases have been in Wayne County.
You've got a certain amount of people. If it's a law on the books, they're going to obey it. I mean, that's just the way they were raised. And then you got some people, they don't care one way or the other. Like I say, I've used it to me. It doesn't make any sense because it's just as dangerous as drinking and driving, which you wouldn't do in front of your children. But I see them with kids strapped in car seats texting.
A lot of these new cars have, like I said, my new car has Bluetooth, so I got that. I had a friend hook that up, so that's a nice thing to have. We don't have to worry about the call.
Well, I've got, my vehicles have got the same thing. I also got the, Bluetooth collar that I keep too, but it's a
nice device to have. Sheriff, always good to see you. Again, the golf tournament, the 13th of April.
That is correct. We look forward to having you, and we'll come back. And if you've got some particular things, but I apologize. I meant to get that text.
I appreciate you for the third time stressing again. 2020, John Carter is running for sheriff.
He is running. Did you want to talk about that other issue that we talked about before we went on the air?
Which was
about the legalization.
Oh, the Hope Act.
Yeah.
The low THC oil, which is for seizures. Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Okay.
Some of the other things in there, and my concern was it's leading to recreational marijuana. We'll have to wait and see. But I haven't read the bill. They've the House bill HB 324. I strongly oppose. Now, they've changed it since it got to the Senate, and I understand they had a committee from the House and the Senate got together. I don't know what the final bill looks like until I read it. Will withhold my comments at this time, but I've got some reasons I don't think it's a good thing for Georgia. Not the THC oil for seizures, but that right now you got about 8,800 people in Georgia that are on that medical marijuana
taking medical
list.
Marijuana.
Yeah.
And we're talking about medical
you
marijuana.
Can't get it. I mean, I don't know why they can't change the laws where it can be brought into Georgia without us having to bring growers into Georgia, and that's when you privatize it. Legalization to me is a synonym for commercialization. Let me put it that way.
Okay, just one more step.
It's money. Bob says all the time it's about the money.
It's always about the money. Well, John, we wish you the best of luck with the golf tournament coming up on the 13th. Once again, if folks want to be part of the Sheriff's Golf Tournament to help raise funds for the different activities and facilities that y'all support, how do they do that? Do they call you, or do they call the pro shop? How do they become
to get on? We got one team left. You can call the pro shop, or you can call Donnie Ray at the sheriff's office. If you want to sponsor you call me, Donnie Ray, or Joe Manning at the jail. Any of us can put you can take care of that for you. Okay. Or Todd Weiss is another one that's involved with it.
Okay. And I know there's a lot of law enforcement agencies out there that are looking for good recruits. I'm not sure if you're the same thing. If the folks out there, if there's guys and gals out there say, I'd like to take a look at becoming part of the Sheriff's Department, how do they do that?
Well, you can come put in an application. We'll look at it. Of course, we've got 2 that started school today.
Oh, good.
In Savannah, and we have been going to the academies and recruiting a little bit. And so we pick up 1 or 2 there, but we were in a bind. We're like 8 short last year, so it was tough.
Yeah, I know that y'all have talked about that a few times, that y'all have been on the air, trying to find. I know the DNR does the same thing, recruiting folks to be part of the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department, right. DNR and stuff like that, trying to find those good recruits. And I think if, a lot of folks look into it, it might be a good career choice for them. And so just letting the folks know they're open and willing for you to come by and fill out an application.
Well, they'll come by, and I'll send them to, of course, the county administrator's offices where they'll pick up the application. But I can certainly call them and let them know to get them one. Okay, sounds good. Well, Sheriff, come on anytime. Love having you here. Thank y'all. I appreciate it, and y'all have a great day, and thank you for what you do for our community. All right. 17 minutes after 8 o'clock, world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. Well, the Wayne County Farmers Market opens up. We've got a man in the know out there moseying down the hallway right now, and we'll have him on the air in just 1 minute and talk about the Wayne County Farmers Market.
The first Doctor's Day observance was March 30th, 1933 in Winder, Georgia. The idea came from Eudora Brown Almond, wife of Dr. Charles Almond. March 30 was the anniversary of the first use of general anesthetic in surgery, which was used in a procedure by Dr. Crawford Long of Jefferson, Georgia. Georgia's Barrow County Medical Society Auxiliary proclaimed the day Doctor's Day. This special day was celebrated by mailing cards to physicians and their spouses, and also by placing flowers on the graves of doctors who had passed on, including Dr. Long. President George H.W. Bush signed a resolution recognizing the first National Doctors' Day, March 30th, 1991. In honor of their lifetime commitment to patient care, we salute all physicians on this special day. Wayne Memorial Hospital, caring for the community.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. We continue on with the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Bob, who do we have now?
We got Nick Harris to tell us about the farmers market, the grand opening today and Saturday, but this is the first weekend of the year that's opened, and a lot of people look forward to it every weekend. And Nick, you got all the details. Tell us what's taking place.
We are excited for this weekend to come, Bob. Farmers market's going to be open starting today, but I'm here more to tell you about let's talk about some barbecue and blues.
The barbecue. Now, you're involved in the tech industry, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Nick? That's the reason why you're sitting here with your fancy little tablet up on your case here, your stand, and all that kind of stuff, right?
That's my memory.
I think I need one of them. My brain's getting all filled up. It can't hold no more. So tell us about the what event?
It's Barbecue and Blues Dinner. It's going to be Saturday, April the 27th at 6 p.m. We're going to have Boston butt and smoked chicken, excuse me, and the sides. We'll have a silent auction, 50-50 raffle, and we'll have our very own Jeff Chandler singing the blues.
Now, we want to get Jeff in here with his guitar and his sunglasses and his black suit and black tie to give us a little preview of what he's going to be doing at this singing them blues.
I think that would be a
Barbecue
great idea.
We got to get Jeff in here, okay?
But this is our annual fundraiser. One thing, the farmers market is our 5th year. I can remember 9 years ago when the idea came about. I was told no a lot.
That you couldn't get it started. Yeah.
Wouldn't work.
But you were the main force.
Well,
you and a few other folks are
a
getting
lot
this
of determination and getting in touch with the right people. Gary Black and his office, and of course some of our folks here that's connected with that office helped a lot. But it's been growing every year. We're so thankful. Being our first weekend, we had a meeting this week. Miss Debbie said that we'll have more vendors than we have so far each of the previous years for our opening weekend, because you have to understand our produce, local produce, isn't quite here yet. I think we'll have Jim Devaney from the Boys and Girls Club. He'll have some plants and some produce. We will have some, I saw yesterday, some fresh strawberries, and of course we've got all kind of different vendors.
And we're talking about, you said Miss Debbie Pye, the administrator, basically the manager of the farmers market, who does a good job down there of getting the vendors in there, keeping the place up, scheduling, and just taking care of everyone.
Miss Debbie Pye has a passion for the Wayne County farmers market and a passion for our agriculture community, and we're thankful to have her.
Okay. And the hours of the farmers market, since it starts this weekend, today, right?
I believe 10 to 2.
10 to 2.
We're going to be open Fridays and Saturdays until it kind of weans off, and then it may change just Saturdays.
Okay, and that goes all the way through close to November sometime, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think our last weekend's in November.
Okay.
And then we have a Christmas bazaar after that.
All right.
And for those that don't know where the farmers market is, it's 533 North First Street in Jesup. So again, most people know where it's at, but there's a lot of people that move in don't know where it's at. So
right there on North First Street.
533 North First Street.
I'd like to share some of our sponsors. Of course, as y'all know, Wayne County is a giving county for a good cause. It seems like as soon as we get through with one thing, something else pops up. And as a business owner, I've heard you say, Butch, that, you're hit up almost daily. We do have a great community here in Wayne County, and I'm thankful for it. Some of our sponsors, our presenting sponsor, he was last year's Woody Folsom Automotive Group.
Now, is this of the farmers market or of the
this is for the Barbecue and Blues, which all the proceeds go to help run the market. Of course, we're a nonprofit. We don't make a whole lot on the vendor booths. So to run it, we have this fundraiser.
So for the presenting sponsor once again?
Woody Folsom Automotive Group.
Okay.
We got a blues sponsor, Mike Connor, the Connor Law Group, very gracious. We have several table sponsors, Jesup Housing Authority, our very own state rep, Stephen Meeks, Red Barn Market Garden, Wayne County Commission, Wayne County Tourism, and then half table sponsors, First Franklin Financial Group, Omaha K9 Consulting, Bennett and Lindsay, City of Odom, City of Scriven, Coastal Medical Equipment and Uniforms, used to be Jones Medical Equipment, Sean O'Quinn Country Financial, D&M Thornton Farms, EAM Corporation, FMR Birch Farms, Randy and Joyce Franks, Harrison Company, Harris Ace Hardware, HDI Power and Control, Interstate Federal Credit Union, Magnolia Grove Medical Spa, Partners Risk Services, DBA Michael Long Agency, Prime South Bank, Rayonier Advanced Materials, Super Pawn, the Heritage Bank, Wayne County Farm Bureau, Wayne County Industrial Development Authority, Wayne County State Court Judge Vi Bennett, Wayne Memorial Hospital, Eddie Williams, Wolf Animal Hospital, and then we've got Friends of the Market sponsors. We got more than 30 of those. Our in-kind sponsors is Diversified Technical Solutions. We're providing the barbecue. We're cooking.
So you're cooking, Nick?
Yeah, the cooks will be myself, Josh Griffin, Eddie Williams, and Bill Harvey.
Okay. Well, we all know Bill Harvey knows his barbecue.
Jeff Chandler, Moody's Nursery, and Rhonda Landon Photography is helping us with some pictures.
Okay.
We're excited. We did our first one last year, and it turned out well. This year, I think it's going to be bigger and better.
Now, Nick Harrison here with us, talking about the opening and event coming up there at the Wayne County Farmers Market, the event coming up soon, called Barbecue and Blues. What's the date on that once again?
It is Saturday, April 27th at 6 p.m.
Okay, and are tickets available in advance? If they are,
tickets are available. You can call or text or contact Candy Harris at 424-9026, or contact any of our other board members, which is myself, Randy Franks, Mark Watson, Debbie Pye, Shanda Thompson, Mark Fry, Bill Harvey, Eddie Williams, or Jim Devaney.
Now, all you folks are part of the board of
Correct.
the farmers market, right? Mm-hmm. Oversee the farmers market.
Tickets are $25 for adults and $15 for children 12 and under. We still have a few sponsorships. Deadline is today, just so we can get things printed. You can contact Candy with sponsorships, or any of us. A table sponsor is 8 tickets for $500, and of course your generosity to help the market. Half table's $250, and Friends of the Market is $100.
And how much are tickets individually? $25 for individual ticket, and you get the barbecue meal, and you get to enjoy Jeff Chandler singing and performing blues.
And he did a great job last year.
He did a good job last year. Good. All right, sounds fun. Bob, any other questions or comments for Nick Harris this morning?
Just a reminder, the farmers market's open today and Saturday, 10 to 2. Should be fun.
Starts today, and it'll just get bigger and bigger as each week goes by, as more produce starts coming in. Most of it's local. If not, it's in this region area, right, Nick?
Correct. And, right now we consider local for surrounding counties touching Wayne County. That's in discussion. Debbie is involved in state farmers market things, and they define it differently. So we're trying to figure out what is considered local. And it's understood that, we strive to have local. I mean, if you're a vendor out there, even a backyard gardener, we'd love to have your produce. But it's not always possible to do local. I mean, like last year, we had a really rainy season. our local produce just wasn't in. So, and there again, what's local? Is it 100 miles out, or that's what we're trying to define, and then we'll have that. Right now, in our policies, it's surrounding counties touching Wayne County.
Adjacent counties.
Correct.
Yeah, adjacent counties, but sometimes you can't go with that, so you go with other counties in South Georgia, maybe even North Florida. Yeah, if it have to be, but it's still from this area.
Look, the whole idea behind this market is to bring healthy food at a good price to the citizens of Wayne County, and to promote our agriculture community. We are an agriculture community, whether it's pine trees or produce.
Right.
And I think we should do a better job promoting that.
Somebody wants to know, who is D&M sponsor of Farmers Market?
D&M Thornton Farms.
Okay. So a farmer out there. Okay. Coming up real soon. And remember, the Wayne County Farmer Market opens today from 10 to 2, tomorrow from 10 to 2, first weekend of it. It'll continue on through November. Nick, anything else for the farmers market this morning you want to talk about?
Just saw in my memory here, some of the things we're going to have is local hydroponic lettuce. If you hadn't had that, that's some good stuff.
Now that's the Clantons, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Local vegetables and plants from the Boys and Girls Club garden. And if you hadn't I rode by that garden yesterday. It is pretty.
Boys and Girls do a great job with their garden out there.
Jim Devaney does a great job for that garden out there.
Yes, sir.
Other produce available right now this time of year might not be local. We're going to have baked goods, jams and jellies, and all sorts of other good stuff.
I like the local honey.
I do too.
Yeah, that's better than you can get anywhere else.
That's going to be there. We're also always recruiting vendors. Call Debbie Pye, the market manager, at 256-2332 for more information.
256-2332 if you'd like to be a vendor at the Wayne County Farmers Market. All right, Debbie Pye's the person to call. Nick, appreciate you coming in. Thanks, and I know the whole community, just once again, after all these years, thanks you for leading that charge several years ago, and that effort to get the Wayne County Farmers Market back open. It's been a great asset to Jesup and Wayne County. It looks good. Roof's been redone. Things been redone. I did ask them the other day, are there any other improvements that y'all are looking for there to do at the farmers market?
We're wanting to put in a commercial kitchen.
A commercial kitchen?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Have a great day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by the Women's Health Center in downtown Jesup on Cherry at Braun, by Murphy Builder Supply located on Northeast Broad Street in Jesup, and by the Wolf Animal Hospital located on West Cherry Street.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.